Today, I want to show you how to make your work tonic. In order to do that, I'm going to do three things. One, I'm going to review what tonic work is. Two, I'm going to explain the fundamental mechanism behind tonic work. And three, I'm going to give you an exercise that diagnoses how tonic or toxic your work is now and how to make it more tonic. So to review, here's the toxic tonic spectrum. There's slavery over here, insane crunch mode over here, bored out of my mind here in the middle, that's the lame zone. Pretty good and working pretty well for me over here. And I said, God damn, over here, where the work is leading to fulfillment in every area of your life, not just the dollar bills. Let me back up a bit. The point of all work is to make money. Work is work, it's undeniable. But there are certain things we can do that nourish us in other ways besides just the financial, that make us come alive. Creatively, relationally, that are good for our bodies or bad for our bodies, or bring us a deep sense of meaning. And those activities are different for each one of us. For me, leading a group of people on a walking pilgrimage across a mountain range would be the most fun, creative, and meaningful thing I can imagine. And it's exactly what I want to do with my body. Maybe for you, it's piloting an oil rig or a drone or I don't know. So here's the fundamental mechanism. Work is tonic when it brings you money, energy, and meaning. So that's the positive feedback loop that we want. Like, I do my work, I gain energy, I gain meaning, I'm stoked, I want to do more, I want to do better, and that just continues. And of course, this can only work with something you actually care about. Like no one's going to do this for being a checker at Walmart. And you probably know it if you're there and you probably worked for it. But if not, here's a list of indications that you're not there and that your work is either lame or toxic. Insomnia, depression, despair, back pain, carpal tunnel, irritability, loneliness, obesity, exhaustion, anxiety, lack of quality time, and a stressed out marriage. I know, it's a gnarly list, but it's the perfectly natural result of optimizing for a single criterion: money. So if that's the result of focusing on one thing, money, the way to get out of toxic work or lame work and into tonic work is to intentionally take into account all those different facets of yourself into your decision-making process and into your work design and life design process. So I'm going to present you with a model you've probably seen before. It's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And the idea is to use this model to help you evaluate whether your current work is tonic and then what you could do about it. So there's two questions. Question number one is, how do each of these levels on Maslow's hierarchy relate to your work right now? Are their needs being met by it? Are they being satisfied by it? Or is it neutral to it? Or is it working against it? Like, is your work bringing forth your creativity, or is it actively impeding your creativity? And the same for self-actualization, the same for safety and security, for all the different levels of the pyramid. That's number one. And the second part is, what would have to change for this work you're doing right now to be tonic? What would have to change for the needs of this level to be met? So the first part is the diagnosis, and the second part is the exploration of, and maybe everything has to change. Maybe the baby does get thrown out with the bathwater, but maybe it's just a subtle shift you can make, or a change in how you relate to it, and not even a change in the work. But the idea is to explore, how could this work change such that all of these different levels of needs can be met? So there are plenty of other models and ways of understanding the world. None of them are fundamentally true, but they can all be useful. And in order to be useful, we have to actually use them. So please use it, do the assignment, and make this actually work for you. Finally, just a brief personal note. I really love this concept of tonic work, and I see it as important because it's synonymous for me with personal growth, social stability, and ultimately the evolution of consciousness, which is what I know I'm here to do, and I feel like is what everybody is here to do. But it's really hard. It's really hard to align ourselves with something that is actually contributing to our self-actualization. You think it'd be the most obvious thing, but for whatever reason, it's not. It's rare, it's valuable, it takes courage, it takes honesty, it takes a lot of self-reflection. But if you end up doing the exercises and you're inspired and you want to chat about it, reach out, please.